G'day viewers, today's video is going to be about DCC fitting this old Graham Farish loco class 47 that was manufactured in Britain, in England, in the Poole factory. Now apparently with these ones, unlike the Chinese manufactured ones which are split chassis, these need a little plastic sleeve fitted in called a Digihat, which basically isolates the brushes from the chassis. Now I've never done this before, and I've done a bit of research, and there's a very good video done by a YouTuber with a channel name of Naive Gauge. If you haven't checked out his channel, it's very good. He's just started building a new layout, so check that out. I'll put a link down below in the description. So he ran through the process of doing it. It was his first time too, and he made a few errors, but he got there in the end and fitted it successfully. So that'll be a good guide for what we're doing today. So if we have a look at this loco, we'll see there's one brush here for the motor and one down here. Bring that in close. So this Digihat device is installed by removing this clip, the clip's over, pulling the metal sleeve out that's underneath and putting in the plastic one, or some special material anyway. Now I got my Digihat from DCC supplies, and it comes with a nice set of instructions there, so that and all that, even with some photos. So pretty comprehensive instructions, looks good. And they're the little, I don't know whether you can see those little bits in there, but we'll see as we go along how it all works. So we're left with this brass sleeve, and our Digihat will replace this. So if we just pull that up, take that one out. Well, eventually got the brush out. It didn't want to come out easily, so there it is there. That's good, so it's gone in there nice and snug. So we'll just make sure that's pushed right down. So before we can put the clip back on, what we need to do now, the instructions are saying to solder a wire into this little section here. So there's one of the motor wires soldered on to the clip, into the little groove, like so. Now the next step is you've got to put these little sleeves over the sides. Sleeves which look like this. A bit hard to see there. So you put one on that side of the clip and one on this side of the clip, so when you put it all back on, it'll insulate it from the chassis. So there's the sleeves on. Now what you need to do is either use a soldering iron or a heat gun and just shrink those down so that they fit nice and snug, otherwise you'll get issues with it fitting on. So we heat shrink that on now. With the heat, you can see now it's a nice tight fit. Now that we've got our sleeve in, we can put our brush back in, our spring, and then clip this over the top, being careful not to puncture the side of the insulating material that we just put on there. Okay, we've got our clip back on. Now we can see whether it's isolated from the chassis with a multimeter. So we've got continuity to our brush, but nothing to the chassis. Open. This is exactly what we want. So that's good. Okay, welcome back. So what I've done, instead of just fitting a Digihat in there, which probably would have been easier, I've gone and taken this strip off and cut it to isolate the pickups, which is that one and that one. So now the motor wire, this will be my grey wire eventually, this is just temporary for testing. So I've got my two motor wires, that'll be one side of my pickup. I'll connect those together with a wire, and the other pickup will be just off the chassis, which I can get via this screw here. So what we'll do is we'll just get a 9-volt battery and just make sure the motor runs before we go any further. So it's running that way, and it's running that way. So all good so far. Okay, we've got the decoder in now. So we've got our Digihat underneath, goes to the orange wire. We've got our grey wire going to the top brush, which has been isolated from the pickups. So this is the one side of the pickup, the red, those two there, so it's connected to the red. And then we've got the black, which is just gone, there's a screw in the side there, and it's a screw to the chassis there. So we can check that it's not shorted across the rails or anything like that. Our multimeter. We can check the pickups. Yep, that's one. The other side's. So I got it all programmed up in DCC. It's not too bad. Like, I mean, it does sort of stutter a little bit and stuff. So probably needs going through, having a bit of a clean, because I found that there's a lot of oil in there. Someone's geared up the, oiled up the gears like you wouldn't believe. So probably need to clean all that up. But yeah, at least it's going. So we're back at the workbench now, because we ran into a bit of trouble. You might have noticed when I was trying to run the loco in the last shot that it was struggling, particularly around corners. Now when I picked it up, the motor was really hot, like the whole chassis and everything was really hot. So a motor transplant is in order, I think. And what we're going to do is fit a brushless motor. Now I've already started. Now got one of these motors from BR Lines. Comes with all these instructions. Tells you how to do it. A couple of pages there. What to do. So the first thing is, and I've already done this, you've actually got to mill out a part of the. So once you pull the old motor out, you've got to mill out some of the chassis there. It's all in the instructions, nice and clear on how to do that, and you should end up with something like that. So the milling part's this part here. You can probably see where I've filed away at it. So now it's just a matter of getting the new one and putting it. This is the old one, by the way. Old brush motor. So I've removed all that, and then the new one looks like this. Comes pre-wired, which is handy. And then we'll just slip that in there, stick it down with a double-sided tape, and it should be good to go. And then we just wire the DCC chip to it, and then we'll give it a test. So we'll go and do that now. So the motor's in now. Give you a bit of a look at that. There it is. Wires fed up through the middle. So now we'll go over to the track, the layout, and give it a run. I've tested to make sure there's no shorts anywhere, so we should be good to go. Just before we go to the layout, actually, just got to mention another thing, that on the actual bogies here I found a couple of gears that were damaged, so bought some of that gears from BR Lines. Now if you're not sure which ones suit the loco you're working on, you can send them an email. They'll tell you what you need. It's a really good service there. So yeah, off to the layout now. So here we are on I'm using iTrain at the moment, just on a trial version. So we'll give that a bit of power and we'll see how she goes. So yeah, that's it. It runs quite nicely. Yeah, it's been a bit of effort to get there, to get it going in the end. Probably, maybe too much effort, I don't know. But at least we've got an old loco recycled again, and hopefully it'll work for quite a while. So thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. I certainly did. And we'll catch you next time. Bye.